Have you ever had that feeling where you're just calling out into the universe, wondering if anything or anyone is listening back? Well, today we're diving deep into that very relationship, the one between us and, well, the fabric of reality itself. It's a journey that really gets to the core of who we are.
So what is this relationship really? Is it a one-way street where we're doing all the work, all the striving, all the praying? Are we just shouting into a cosmic void? Or, just maybe, is it possible that something is actively, intentionally reaching back?
You know, across so many ancient wisdom traditions, the answer starts with a single and, let's be honest, often misunderstood word: surrender. But this isn't about giving up or admitting defeat. Not at all. It's about opening a door to something far, far more powerful.
So let's just redefine this word for a minute. We're not talking about a passive act. We're talking about a powerful, active path, a way into a living, breathing communion with reality itself.
True spiritual surrender. It's like that moment you finally unclench your fist after holding it tight for so long. It's releasing that death grip on your ego, that constant need for control, and that deep-seated illusion that you're somehow separate from everything else. And it's in that quiet, open space you create that a deep resonance can finally emerge.
And there's this absolutely beautiful principle from Mahayana Buddhism that just perfectly captures this whole dynamic relationship. It's called Kanno Dokkyo, the mutual path.
Kanno Dokkyo literally means mutual response and communion. I want you to think of it less like a request and more like a dance. It's this reciprocal rhythm between our sincere, heartfelt call and the compassionate response from the universe, or what Buddhism calls the Dharmakaya.
So this profound idea, it kind of unfolds in 4 movements. It all starts with Kan, which is our sincere, heartfelt call from the depths of our being. That call is then met by No, a compassionate response. Together they create Do, which is the shared path they walk. And it all culminates in Ko, that beautiful moment of communion, of intersection. You see, it's not a transaction, it's a real relationship.
And this is the part that might just blow your mind. This shows us that the response, the no, isn't something we have to beg for. The Lotus Sutra suggests that ultimate reality is already reaching out, constantly thinking, how can I connect with them?
Here's a great way to think about it. It's just like tuning a radio. The signal, the music, is always broadcasting, 24/7, filling the air all around us. But to actually hear it, you have to turn the dial. Our sincerity, that kun, is the tuning of that dial. The response is already there. It's just waiting for us to listen in.
And what's so fascinating is that this idea, this concept of a mutual path, it isn't unique to Buddhism, not by a long shot. We find these stunning parallels in another incredibly deep spiritual well, Christian mysticism.
I mean, just look at how these concepts mirror each other. The sincere devotion of Kan in Buddhism, it's a dead ringer for the soul's longing in Christianity. The communion of Deko, it totally reflects the idea of a mystical union. It's like they're describing the same fundamental truth, just speaking a different language.
So how does this responsive reality echo through the Christian contemplative tradition? Let's listen really closely.
Take centering prayer, for instance. The goal isn't to talk at God, but simply to consent to God's presence. You use a single sacred word, and that word becomes a symbol of your consent. It's a little tool for letting go. Father Thomas Keating called it pure receptivity. I mean, come on, that's a near-perfect echo of the sincere opening of Kan.
And then there's this absolutely breathtaking line from the mystic Meister Eckhart. The eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me. Whoa. Right there, the boundary between the seeker and the sought just dissolves. This is the ultimate expression of Kowa, that intersection where two become one.
Julian of Norwich heard it this way: I am the ground in which you have your meaning. See, this isn't some distant God up on a cloud. This is the very foundation of our being, always present, always turned towards us, just waiting for us to finally notice.
The Eastern Orthodox tradition has a name for this too. They call it theosis, becoming more divine, not through our own grinding effort alone, but through synergy. It's a mutual working together of the soul and divine grace. It's a partnership, plain and simple.
But this brings us to a really crucial paradox, a bit of a head-scratcher. If traditions like Buddhism talk so much about no self, then who is actually doing the surrendering?
Yeah, let's tackle that head on. How can I surrender if the whole idea of a separate I is supposed to be an illusion? It really feels like a contradiction, but the answer, I promise, reveals the deepest truth of this entire path. Okay, here's the crucial insight. Neither of these paths is about annihilation. Buddhist no-self isn't about destroying you, it's about the illusion of a separate self just falling away. And Christian kenosis, or self-emptying, isn't about becoming nothing. It's about emptying your ego so you can be filled with something so much greater. It's not destruction, you guys. It's transformation. The story of Ananda, the Buddha's own attendant, shows this perfectly. For 26 years, he strived and struggled and meditated for enlightenment, but it just stayed out of reach. Finally, just utterly exhausted, he gave up. He just decided to lie down and rest. And in that precise instant of surrender, before his head even touched the pillow, he woke up. Awakening didn't come from his effort, it came from his release.
The Vimalakirti Sutra puts it so beautifully. By letting go of our attachment to the small, separate self, we realize the great self that is no self. We discover that we're actually woven into something so much bigger, so much grander.
And this is the key takeaway. You're not surrendering your worth, or your being, or your value. You are surrendering only one thing, the painful illusion that you are separate and all alone. So the unifying message here is one of just incredible hope. It's telling us that surrender is actually the doorway into real relationship, that we are never, ever truly alone on our spiritual journey, that when we call out with a sincere heart, something does respond, something meets us there. The path is not one of solitude, my friends. It is one of communion. So we're left with this one final thought to carry with us. What if the goal of all of this isn't to achieve something you think you lack, but simply to receive what has always been offered?